Hi guys, this is Vaish from Vaish IAS and we thought to start a video series for solving the previous year question papers, prelims especially, because now the 2018 has started and we have to concentrate on mains and prelims both equally. Till now you would have at least started your mains answer writing and you have to continue it at least till April, and April and May both you can dedicate yourself for prelims. That should be your strategy. Let it be a beginner stage or whether you're a veteran, whatever it be, the prelims and mains, that is how you should manage, okay? And don't stop the newspaper reading. Please watch the Road to Mussoorie series and the Books and Sources series, which we have already uploaded. We have given a lot of guidance, tips, and all, which mostly are based on the queries which we get on our Facebook page and YouTube comments. Okay, that is how we form the videos. It's not like something pre-planned. We always form the videos based on the queries we get. Okay, that's how now the NCRT series we have begun for geography, and soon I think history is being asked by most of the students. So history NCRTs also we'll try to begin soon. So please give queries and comments like this so that we can try to help you. Okay. So now 2017, the latest prelims exam, which was one of the most controversial papers also, you can tell, because of a lot of questions with the options being so close, and also a lot of things from the current affairs. 2016 and 17 both had lot of current affair questions, but problem with 2017 was there were questions for which the options we have, like maybe two options, are still in doubt by most of the coaching institutes also and most of the people who are analyzing the paper. Okay, so we have to wait for the UPSC actual answer key. But anyway, we'll tell you which were the controversial questions also when we go through this. So we'll try to make it in two videos. 50 questions we'll try to do in one video, or if it's taking a lot of time, maybe again wrap it up even in a shorter time. Let's see how it goes. So this is the UPSC prelims 2017 question paper, paper A. Okay, I'm not taking the CSAT paper, I'm taking only the general studies paper. So in Hindi and English both we have the questions. So English will take for the purpose of this video, and we'll go it in as an order we see in the paper, not by subject wise. So the first question: with reference to the Parliament of India, consider the following statements. Okay, so this is about the private bill. It was there in news at that time, that is why it was asked. So that's why I always tell when preparing, static is equally important than that of current affairs. Okay, whatever happens in the news, they'll take it from the standard textbook like Lakshmikant and then frame a question and put it for you. That is what UPSC is doing. So let's see the statements. A private member's bill is a bill presented by a member of parliament who is not elected but only nominated by the President of India. Okay, that means anybody, any MP which is nominated can do this, but that is actually wrong. The private member's bill is something, a private member is something like someone other than the minister. That's all, that is the meaning. So this statement is wrong. Anyone other than the minister can present a private bill. Okay, so that is wrong, statement 1. Statement 2: recently a private member's bill has been passed in the Parliament of India for the first time in its history. Okay, so that time when this question was being asked also, I don't think it was passed. It was there in the news. It was passed in one of the house, but it was pending in the other house. But it was in news. So that is also one part of the statement which is wrong. Another statement, another part, that is the first time in history, that is also wrong. Okay, because long back, I think in the 1960s or something, the previous private bill was passed. In total, there are more than 10, I think 14 to 15 private bills have already been passed in the parliament. But the statement is like first time in history, so that is wrong. If it was something like after 30 years or something it is being passed for the first time or something like that, then maybe it is true, because the last private bill was passed only in 1960s. Okay, 65 or 68 I think. So both the statements are wrong. The answer will be neither 1 or 2. I'll highlight the answers anyway while we proceed. Okay, it's not working. Okay, so that is the first question. Second question: history, ancient history you can tell. With reference to the difference between the culture of Rigvedic Aryans and Indus Valley people, which of the following statements is are correct? This is one of that controversial question which we have to wait for the answer key, but I'll tell you the analysis of this. So first statement: Rigvedic Aryans used the coat of mail and helmet in warfare, whereas the people of Indus Valley civilization did not leave any evidence of using them. Okay, so it's about the warfare. So Indus Valley civilization, don't go or believe the Mohenjo-daro movie which you have seen. Okay, that movie is a total blunder and it has distorted most of the facts. It is taken only for entertainment purpose. Okay, most of the things which are shown in that movie is wrong. So don't think visually about that movie and then attempt this answer. Okay, because that movie was released also by the time this thing was this question had been asked. So most students who did not prepare or did not or who had confusion were thinking of that things and then trying to do. So always rely on your books, not commercial movies like that. There are good historical movies, but don't believe commercial movies like that. Okay, so here this statement is actually true, okay, because Indus Valley people were not people who were engaged in that lot of warfare and using these kind of helmet and these things and all. These were not there, evidence were not there, and it's clear by any of the textbooks which you read, okay. They were kind of a peace-loving people, you can tell, not warfare kind of people. So this statement is true. Next one, Rigvedic Aryans knew gold, silver and copper, whereas Indus Valley people knew only copper and iron. Here iron alone will help you solve the answer, okay, because iron is coming in a later stage. Indus Valley civilization is a bronze age civilization. So this statement is wrong. Okay, statement 2 is wrong means option B and option D you can eliminate. Now only confusion is whether A and C, that is option 1 automatically becomes correct, and 3 whether it is correct or not, option C or A, that is what you have to check. So third one, which is the controversial question statement, Rigvedic Aryans had domesticated the horse, whereas there is no evidence of Indus Valley people having been aware of this animal. Okay, so this horse thing, like I told, in Mohenjo-daro movies and all, they're showing a lot of horses, but that is wrong. One problem is like even in the history NCRTs, it is mentioned like it's a debatable thing. Historians are confused about a fossil remains which is found in the Surkotdara site, which is looking like remains of horse, but it is not clearly proven. Okay, but still there are debates. So some historians claim it is horse, some claims it's not horse. So we don't know what UPSC has in mind. Okay, sometimes in the answer key they'll give like A comma C. Okay, anyone which you mark they'll give it as correct, but we don't know. But still, since the fossils were there, that is what we learned, and this having been aware that it's like totally they don't know, that is totally wrong statement. Okay, so that is why option A can be a better choice for people who study from NCRTs. Okay, because NCRTs is where we rely on. So option A is what we will suggest you. Let's wait for the answer key. Next, question number 3. Here this is about a scheme. Lot of scheme related questions have come in 2017. We'll see as the paper proceeds. So recognition of prior learning scheme is sometimes mentioned in the news with reference to which of the following. Okay, so it is telling certifying the skills acquired by construction workers through traditional channels, enrolling the persons in universities for distant learning program, reserving some skill jobs to rural and urban poor, certifying the skills acquired by trainees under the National Skill Development Program. So most students had confusion between A and D. Actually D you can eliminate because it is like clearly telling skills acquired by this particular program. Okay, but the name is recognition of prior learning scheme, something which you have learned prior itself. So that answer is actually option A, that is certifying the skills acquired by construction workers through traditional channels. So traditionally itself you know something, for that prior learning recognition is being given by the body. So that is the correct answer, option A. Okay, now the fourth question, from the ecological point of view, which one of the following assumes importance in being a good link between the eastern Ghats and the western Ghats? Okay, so here if you know, Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve is somewhere near the Nilgiri hills, that is in the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Nallamala is there in Andhra Pradesh, Nagarhole is there in Karnataka, Sheshachalam is again in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so these three are in the, you can tell, towards the coast, not towards the central part of the peninsular plateau. Okay, but Satyamangalam is there in the conjunction of eastern and western Ghats. So option A is the right answer. Now question number 5. One of the implications of equality in society is the absence of, this was a very easy question, the answer is actually privileges. That means if someone has any privilege, suppose someone has some rights more than the other, then obviously it doesn't mean equality, right? So absence of privileges is what decides the equality. The other restraints, competition, ideology and all are random words given by UPSC just to confuse the students. But privileges, the first option itself is suiting the equality concept. Okay, it should not be there, privileges should not be there. So that is the right answer. Next is again a confusing question for students. It was there in news, traffic, that's why it was asked. All the important summits which are in news, please focus on it. Okay, in 2016 they asked about the Indo-African summit because it was in news. Okay, now traffic, which is an environmental thing, which is actually I will tell it is closely working with the CITES program also, CITES, if you know, the Washington Convention, I think it's called sometimes. So that CITES and this thing has almost the same kind of thing. That is why UPSC students got confused, because here the second statement, if you see, the mission for traffic is to ensure the trade in wild plants and animals is not a threat to the conservation of nature. So this is exactly the same thing about CITES also. So CITES and traffic is having almost the same kind of mission. Okay, so people thought, okay, this is CITES statement, so it is wrong, but that is actually a wrong notion. Statement 2 is exactly correct. Okay, so option 2 is correct, and option 1 here is a factual thing which you have to know only if you have studied about traffic. Traffic is actually not a bureau under UNEP. It is actually IUCN plus WWF, okay, World Wildlife Fund and the IUCN. Those two are the ones who administer this. Okay, so traffic is under IUCN and WWF. So one is wrong, but two is correct. Most of the students marked it as D, thinking this is sites, but actually sites and traffic has the almost same thing. So that is why B option 2 is the correct answer. Okay, now let's go to the seventh one. Anything if you are not able to follow, please tell me in comment section. Okay, I'm trying to explain it in detail still. Okay, seventh one. Which principle among the following was added to the directive principles of state policy by the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution? Again, a pure question taken up from the Lakshmikant. Okay, only if you have read Lakshmikant you can tell this, because this is nothing like in current affairs or something. This is an old thing which happened in 42nd Amendment, that is 1976, after the emergency. So you have to know which is there in the DPSP already and which was the one, because it's an ABCD thing, only one will be correct. So that is a little bit relief for the students. So you have to tell which is the one. So I think these are DPSP's number which comes in Article 39, 41 and 43, but one is 43A, okay, which was a extra one added. So that extra one added was actually the option B, participation of workers in the management of industries. At the time of independence, when it was framed, the DPSP, this workers in the management of industries was not there. Okay, something like that. If you could have applied a little bit common sense, maybe you could have thought of that, because other things are things which during independence itself people will be given, like equal pay for men and women, even the voting rights, if you know, for everyone, adult suffrage we had. So Indian government won't give a separate thing for men and women. So such things you can eliminate. Option A you can eliminate. Option C is like right to work, education, publication. It's a very common thing, studying, working and all. Then securing living wage and human conditions of work to workers. Okay, again a kind of basic thing you can tell. I'm just telling in case you don't know anything about it and still you have not able to reach the cutoff, you have to apply some common sense like this and eliminate choices. Okay, and if you have 50% chance, then go for it. But if you are confused between 3 choices or something, don't attempt it. Okay, just leave it, because you don't need to do 100 questions. Even if 60 questions or 55 to 60 questions, if you do correct, that is pakka correct, I'm telling, without any negative, then you will be able to clear the cutoff. Okay, so here the answer is participation of workers in the management of industries, which was added later in 42nd Amendment, and I think it is 43B or 43A. Okay, it is in 43 definitely. Clause I am not sure. Okay, so which one of the following statement is correct? Now this is again a confusing 4 statements which UPSC made just to test the knowledge. So UPSC want people to spend some extra time on it. This is not directly given in any textbook or material, but you have to think and tell. Okay, so the first one is rights are claims of the state against a citizen. So state against citizen will be obviously wrong, because rights is something which is good for the citizens, okay, not for the state. So that you can eliminate there itself. Rights are privileges which are incorporated in the constitution of a state. So this privileges term already we have seen one question. Privilege is something, is like you are giving something extra or some extra benefit to someone, okay, extra perks and all. So that is not correct. So privileges word, if you see, you can eliminate. Okay, option D also you see the privileges. Rights are privileges of a few citizens against the many. This is definitely wrong, because it's telling only for a few citizens. So B and D, that way if you eliminate, C is what is left. To C, if you read, rights are claims of the citizens against the state. So that is actually true. State, if it is trying to do something to your personal freedom or something, then that is when rights come into picture. Now the right to privacy, everything is in news, right? So that is the right statement. Rights are claims of the citizens against the state. Okay. Next one, which of the following gives global gender gap index? So this is again a factual thing. If you are following current affairs, you will know it is World Economic Forum. Like that, this is the news this year also. Global gender gap. Then global hunger index is there in news. So find out who is releasing that. So ease of doing business, who is releasing that. These are things which are there in news. The lot of media attention has been there. So that have chance, because one report is definitely going to come out of 100 questions. One report will come. Maybe 5 to 6 reports will be there in current affairs. Just by heart that and go. Make a table of all those things and then go for the exam. Okay, so that your 2 marks for one question is ensured. Okay, don't miss on these kind of questions. Next thing, which of the following statements is correct regarding Smart India Hackathon 2017? So it was a current affair at that time. Okay, any material, any book you are following, it will be giving you this. So this one is actually a very simple question, because choices were very simple. Okay, it is a centrally sponsored scheme for developing every city of a country into smart cities in a decade. So hackathon thing and smart cities, you can eliminate it. Okay, such thing will not be relatable. Next thing, it is an initiative to identify new digital technology innovations for solving the many problems faced by our country. So this is a possible true statement. Okay, so option 2 might be correct. Next is It is a program aimed at making all financial transactions in our country completely digital in a decade. So these kind of holistic thing like completely digital and all, we know it will not be true. So 3 is wrong, 1 is wrong. So option B, that is 2 only, is the correct answer for this. Okay, question number 10. Now we'll go to question number 11. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the monetary policy committee? So again a very easy question in economics, because students learn a lot of economics thing, lot of formulas, lot of other things from Ramesh Singh and all, but UPSC asked very basic questions which is there in the news. Okay, so if you see, it decides the RBI's benchmark interest rate. Okay, so this we know it's true, it is deciding the policy rate. Earlier only RBI governor used to do, now this committee is doing. Next, it is a 12-member body, so that itself is wrong. It is only a 6-member body, okay, where 3 members are from the RBI and 3 members are from the government. So 2 is wrong. So you can eliminate here B and D. Next, it functions under the chairmanship of the Union Finance Minister. So that is again totally wrong, because RBI governor is not doing it alone now, but he is made the chairman of that 6-member committee. Okay. So 2 and 3 is wrong. So option A is the right answer. This year maybe question will come about GST Council. Okay, GST Council membership, it's voting right and also. Please focus. I am sure one question will come on GST Council. With reference, now question number 12. With reference to Manipuri Sankirtana, again this is actually art and culture. One dance form is always used, always coming in exams. See, we reached only question number 12, but the most common topics are already covered. Okay, one report is covered, one art and culture is covered, one council body is covered, one summit is covered. So that is what UPSC do. One scheme is covered. Things which are repeating, please focus on that. Okay. Now this again, options were very simple, so it was easy to do it. It is a song and dance performance. So all the dances you know, it is a song and dance performance only. Okay. So 1 is correct. So option C you can eliminate. Now, cymbals are the only musical instrument used in the performance. You know, like one instrument in a particular dance, it cannot be possible, right? We know, we learn all the things, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi or Kathakali or whatever. One instrument with a dance form, it is not a realistic statement. So 2 you can eliminate. 2 if you eliminate itself, option A will go away. Now 1 and 3 and 1. So 1 is right and 3 alone you have to do. So 3 is like it is performed to narrate the life and deeds of Lord Krishna. This actually is true. Most of the dances in India is dedicated to the Rama or Krishna events only. Okay, and Manipuri, it was like promoted by Rabindranath Tagore also. If you have learnt about the dance forms, 8 dance forms, this statement would have been very easy. Okay, so 1 and 3 is the right answer. So option B. Now question number 13. Who among the following were associated with the introduction of Rayatwari settlement? This again in our spectrum series also we have made a table and explained to you. So if you are following our series, it will be a very easy direct question. So you know 3 forms: permanent settlement, Rayatwari system and Mahalwari system. So permanent settlement was by Lord Cornwallis in 1793. Very easy fact. So if you know that alone, you can eliminate option A, B and D and you will get the answer directly. Okay, 2 and 3. If you even don't know about these 2 people, it's okay, you could have got the answer. But anyway, in a table we have given already, Alexander Reid and Thomas Munro were responsible for the Rayatwari system, okay, which was in the Madras province in the South India. So option C, 2 and 3 is the right answer. So now let's go to next question, question number 14. In the context of solving pollution problems, which are the advantages of bioremediation technique? Bioremediation technique was there in most of the mock tests at that time. So we'll see the statements. It is a technique for cleaning up pollution by enhancing the same biodegradation process that occurs in nature. So this is actually true. This is actually the definition also of bioremediation. Okay, using something which is there already in the nature for cleaning up the pollution. The term bio itself would have helped you. So option 1 is correct. Next thing, any contaminant with heavy metals such as cadmium and lead can be readily and completely treated by bioremediation using a microorganism. These kind of holistic statements you have to be careful and you have to pay attention. So it is actually it's wrong statement. Okay, it will not completely eliminate these kind of toxic things like cadmium and lead and all. It is all very difficult to, just by using a microorganism you cannot finish off these kind of things. So option 2 is wrong. So you can eliminate B and D. Now third statement, genetic engineering can be used to create microorganisms specifically designed for bioremediation. This actually can be doubtful for the students, but it is actually true. Okay, because again microorganisms only we are using for bioremediation, but genetically engineered ones also can be used, which can be specialized for cleaning up the pollution. Okay, so option 1 and 3 is the right answer. Option C. Okay. Next one, history. The Trade Disputes Act of 1929 provided for which one? This again, if you have learnt only, you could have be able to answer. Okay, Spectrum textbook covers it, so you would be knowing. Trade Disputes Act of 1929. Answer for this one is actually option D, a system of tribunals and a ban on strikes. Okay, because other things, if you see, it's like favoring the Indians. Anyway, Britishers won't do anything which will be beneficial for the Indian people, right? They'll be doing only something banning or something. So they are banning the strikes, and a tribunal system was set up. That is the answer. The other one, like participation of workers in management, those things won't be there. This one is actually the other option which we saw, that Article 43B DPSP. Okay, UPSC just put that here also, just to confuse students. Okay, so option D is the right answer for this. Make a note. Local self-government can be best explained by this. Again, a direct easy question. Local self-government is something like the panchayat system and all these things, and it is actually democratic decentralization. Okay, because it's decentralized, it's already there in the province diarchy system and all the government acts which you learn. Okay, it's a combination of polity plus history question. Okay, federalism is like center and state. Administrative delegation is like just delegating some work. Okay, and direct democracy is a totally different thing. So democratic decentralization is the best possible answer for this. Next question, consider the following statements. With reference to Constitution of India, the DPSP constitute limitations upon. DPSP will not set any limitations on anything, because DPSP is non-justiciable, okay, and it is just directives, it is just directions given to the government to take some decisions or while framing policies. So how will it limit some legislative or executive functions? Government can do any decision irrespective of what is there in the DPSP or not. You just have to consider it, okay, it's not mandatory. So both 1 and 2 are wrong. Not legislative function, not executive function. Neither way limitations are there. So option D. Okay. So if you see, most of the questions have option D. UPSC have put purposely wrong statements in most of the questions by tweaking it a little bit. The term digital single market strategy, which was in news at that time, you have to know. This year also a lot of such terms are there. In our PDFs also we have a lot of questions. Try to purchase it and practice it, because UPSC will definitely pick up these kind of words which is there in the news. Okay. So digital single market strategy, it was actually related to European Union, and UPSC in 2017 has put a lot of questions related to European Union. I'll show you when the paper proceeds. So digital single market strategy, European Union, know it's a single market already. So digital strategy was also an initiative by them only. Okay, with respect to European Union. Next one is actually very, what to say, only if you have seen this news item you could have solved. It's a very story kind of thing they have given. Like one place in India, if you stand on the seashore and watch the sea, you will find that the sea water recedes from the shoreline a few kilometers and then comes back to the shore. That is the tide actually. It is going back and then coming in. Okay, twice a day, and you can actually walk on the sea floor when the water recedes. So they did not ask any concept or geography thing, they asked a place name. Okay, so this was actually in 2010, 2012 and all, it was repeatedly in news. But in 2016 also, I think in some of the debates in NDTV or somewhere and all, these kind of small clippings were there. But it was very difficult for most of the students. So this one you could have left it if you don't know. The answer is actually option C, Chandipur. I think it's in Odisha. Okay, so that is the answer. You can UPSC won't repeat this question, but still for the sake of analyzing the paper, you should know option C is the right answer. Next thing, Benami Act, which was there in news. Okay, this is again a very easy question if you have read this, prepared this topic. It was there in news. Like this year now you have to prepare for Maternal Benefit Act, and there are many Shop and Establishment Act. Few acts are there which is repeatedly there in the news. Okay, so provisions for that please try to read. Even the Waste Management Act, solid waste, e-waste, plastic waste, electronic waste, medical waste, all these bills have been passed now. Okay, so you should know the essential features of such act which is there in the news. Okay, because UPSC always does this, because last year 2015 and all, they asked about the RTI Act or something, or the IT Act. Okay, in Information and Technology Act, section 66 in mains they asked. So they, whatever is in news, they will definitely frame a question. So try to know the salient features of that act. Okay, so these statements we will see which is true about the Benami Act. A property transaction is not treated as a Benami transaction if the owner of the property is not aware of the transaction. That is something weird, right? It's nothing like aware or not, because there are many people who are taking Benami things in the name of their relatives and also we cannot, government cannot leave them just because they are not aware. Okay, so that is a false statement. Properties held Benami are liable for confiscation by the government. Okay, that is true. Government will confiscate it. That is the new provision. Now, the Act provides for 3 authorities for investigation, but does not provide for any appellate mechanism. That is actually again false. If you have been following current affairs, any new law which is the government is making, definitely an appellate tribunal is appellate setup is there. Okay, whichever thing you, whether it be the Insolvency Act or banking and anything, any problem, river dispute, any act is there, they'll obviously put an appellate tribunal so that somewhere people can go for the next level. So this is again false, because it's telling it does not provide. Okay, even if you don't know about investigation agency, this appellate thing was a very easy things to crack. So option 3 is wrong, option 1 is wrong. So your answer is option B, 2 only. Okay, next question number 21. This is again environment and geography, both you can tell. Butterflies, they're telling if suppose there is a huge fall in the population of butterflies, what will be the likely consequences. So you have to see pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. This is very easy statement. This is actually true, because a butterfly, you know, it's a pollinator. So some plants, it's not telling like lot of plants or something, it's telling some plants could be adversely affected. So that is a true statement. Okay, option 1 is correct. Now there could be a drastic increase in the fungal infection of some cultivated plants. So fungal infection and butterfly, do you think there will be a relation? Fungal infection is something depending on the moisture or the humidity, the temperature, environment and all will decide fungal infection of the plant. Okay, butterfly is there or not, it doesn't matter. So option 2 you can eliminate. So option B is gone, option D is gone, and we know 1 is correct. So you have to just check whether 3 is correct or not. So it could lead to a fall in the population of some species of wasp, spiders and birds. Okay, so you know butterfly anyway, it will be part of some food chain only, and when it question is clearly given huge fall. So huge fall means obviously some effect will be seen in the other chain also, right, other members of the chain. So obviously, and here it's not telling huge rise or something, it's telling led to a fall in the population of some species. So it can happen, so it is true, some species of wasp, spider and birds can be affected. So option 3 is correct. So 1 and 3 is the right answer for this. So like this is, I am telling the best way to analyze a particular question. Okay, even if you know nothing about the question, this is how you will solve it. Try to think logically by putting real-time thoughts. Okay, don't rely on any coaching material or book at that time, or any by-hearted statement or some friend told you or something. Just think in the exam hall, 2 minutes you spend on a question, you will be able to crack it. Okay, question number 22. It is possible to produce algae based biofuels, but what are the likely limitations of the developing countries in promoting this industry? So option 1 is production of algae based biofuels is possible in seas only and not on continents. This is actually a false statement. Okay, this can be called a little bit difficult question also, because you should have been little bit information you should have got about this particular thing. Okay, you should have read some article or something, only then you can solve this question. Okay, so sea and this thing is wrong, because it is possible in both sea and continent. Okay, so that is wrong, 1 is wrong. Then second statement, setting up and engineering the algae based biofuel production requires high level of expertise technology until the construction is completed. Obviously this is a new thing, so high expertise technology requirement would be there. Okay, if you have to think in that angle, it is a true statement. Okay, then third statement, economically viable production necessitates the setting up of large scale facilities which may raise ecological and social concerns. Actually this is also a statement, it is given in their website about the if you read about the agriculture website and all those things, it is clearly given that it may raise. Okay, so this kind of thing which is partially given, if it telling like it will surely raise something, there is a point of doubt, but may raise, it is actually a true statement. Okay, so here option 2 and option 3 is correct, so option B is the right answer. Okay, such questions if you don't know, don't attempt. Okay, question number 23. This again was a little bit confusing thing for students, but it's an easy thing. To National Nutrition Mission, okay, to tell the objectives. So to create awareness relating to malnutrition among pregnant women and lactating mothers. This is actually a true statement. Next one, to reduce the incidence of anemia among young children, adolescent girls and women. Again, women related thing. These two are actually the true objectives of National Nutrition Mission. It is true. But the third and fourth students were confused whether it was there or not. Okay, so they were confused between option A, B, C. A they know, they are sure about it, but the 3 and 4 they had doubt. So actually 3 and 4 both are just framed up statements by UPSC. Both are wrong actually. There is nothing like promote the consumption of millets, coarse cereals, unpolished rice or poultry eggs. Okay, so 3 and 4 are totally wrong, and option A is the right answer. Okay, that is National Nutrition Mission. 24, again history. Factory Act 1881 spectrum, it is mentioned. It is actually telling only about the work hours, like this much hours will be, if it was 7 hours earlier, they will make it 5 hours or something. They'll just reduce 1 or 2 hours. That's all they did. They did not do anything much for the people. So here it is telling like it is like fixing the wages and then allow the workers to form trade unions. These things obviously they won't allow, Britishers won't allow the Indians to form trade unions and all. So this is wrong. Okay, option 1 is wrong. NM Lokande, an article was there in I think Indian Express or something at that time. That is why this was formed. The statement was formed. Was a pioneer in organizing the labor movement in British India. This is actually a true statement. Okay, so one article was there. If you have read it, you would have known it. Else it is difficult. Okay, so option 2 B on B option 2 only is the right answer for this. Question number 25. In context of mitigating the impending global warming due to anthropogenic emissions of carbon dioxide, which of the following can be potential sites for carbon sequestration? This is again a common sense kind of question. No books will provide you this. So carbon sequestration, taking the atmospheric carbon dioxide and then storing it somewhere in the base, okay, some inside rocks or inside some cracks or something. Okay, so that where and all you can do, which are potential sites, that is the question. So abandoned and uneconomic coal seams, that is which is not in use now. Then depleted oil and gas reservoirs, so both are kind of same thing. So one is, if one is there, obviously 2 also will be there. Okay, so that way common sense, if you apply 1 and 2 both are correct. Now 3 you have to see. Subterranean deep saline formation. So saline formation again, you will know there calcium and all will be there. So carbon, if you put it there, it will be solidifying there. So subterranean deep saline formation is also true. So options 1, 2, 3 all are correct. Okay, so up to 25 questions we have done. I think I'll make another video for the rest. It's better we do short videos, so it will be able to you will be able to register these things in your mind, whatever I'm telling. Okay, so I'll make a separate video for 25 to 50. So we'll do it in separate part. So till we come up with next video, thank you and have a nice day.